You're like if you look like if John Mayer gave up.
That's a compliment.
It's
great.
Podcast.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Podcast
Cheers,
about
y'all.
Al didn't want nothing. Al was too like, cheers. Good Cheers, friends. There we go. Cheers.
Hey, cheers. Cheers. Cheers, everybody.
Happy
Cheers.
birthday.
Happy.
Anyways, how you been, Matt?
I've been doing pretty well. I've been inhaling a lot of oxygen and expelling carbon dioxide. So basically what I do is I'll inhale the oxygen and then I'll expel the carbon dioxide. And I just keep doing that over and over again. So I'm getting pretty good at that.
Wow, how's your nitrogen intake coming?
It's coming pretty good. And then I've been working on my granular breathing. Really since I was a kid. The whole trick is you got to go. But you got to get as much space between your clicks as possible.
So you've been breathing all right then, I guess?
I've been breathing pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that was great.
So
Great question.
The craziest writer was actually this dude, Astronautilus. His writer it was like a map of the world with the Falkland Islands blacked out. He needed a grappling hook and a rope. He needed 3 copies of Temple of the Dog, I'm Gone Hungry on cassette. He needed Postcards from the Edge, a movie with Bette Midler, on Laserdisc. Blanket knitted by my grandma with love. And I gave him a blanket. I was like, I can't guarantee you it's knitted by my grandma.
Wait, hang on. Did you fulfill any
Yeah,
of these?
I fulfilled a good 80% thanks to Amazon.
Hang on, you fulfilled the
I did.
Laserdisc?
Absolutely.
As a spite move.
As a spite
That's
move.
hilarious.
That is the hardest thing to get is a fucking Laserdisc.
Dude,
of anything.
Dude, it was there. It was available.
This is a great story. What happened when you gave him all this shit?
Oh, he was stoked. He was just like, what? And then I just kept bringing more shit out, And I'm like, wait, there's more.
That's fucking hilarious. You said when you first joined the band that you hated Spore. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
I've never said that. I've never.
You know,
said
I kind of take
that's what I
offense to
said.
that because Spore are very good friends of mine.
They're all good friends of mine too. That's what I'm saying. This is all.
Well, that's
bullshit
what
that
you
there was
say
a
when the
rivalry.
camera's running. Apparently, we're finding out the true
I'm
story.
just saying. You
Tell
said
us more.
I fucking for fuck's sake, I have my own microphone.
This is the Billy's Gotcha podcast now.
been working with this fella?
About 3 years. I gotta say it's been a very racist and not so funny ride with this top
Billy,
30.
is Anton always this patronizing and condescending to you?
I would say yes, and also 9/11 never happened.
What the fuck?
Yes.
Cheers, friends.
This is the Alcoholic Fist Bump.
Thank you so much for looking for it. Cheers. Drinking water. We got beer and space drinking water. We did today.
Margarita.
I've never seen another musician do that. Is there a name for it? Where you just hire a band and then be like, I'm gonna hire you guys.
Well, there's different traditions. Like the old Chuck Berry method was he never had a band. He would roll in the town and the local union or whatever would arrange a band for him.
Interesting.
It is similar to that concept, but I took it more into like the Super Jam concept.
It's gotta just be so nerve-wracking though, like being like, okay.
It is and it isn't.
Well, like, I can't imagine me like reaching, because you reach out way early in advance, and it's like, hey, it's like 3 months. We'd like for you to play, learn all these songs, and we're gonna go play it and everything.
Yeah, learn this song.
Yeah. So I did when you hired us to do it. I was like, holy fuck, I got a lot of work to do. So that's all I did for like weeks and weeks. But can't imagine like
Doing that every night of the week with a different band.
Yeah, exactly. Because when you showed up, I didn't know what to expect from you, and you were just like so calm about it. I'm like, you haven't even heard us play one.
Yeah. I was trusting this guy mainly.
Right, 'cause you met him, you talked to him, and that's how we got the gig. I don't know.
That's part of the fun, though.
Yeah, I guess so.
This group, the Joe Marcinek Band, every night you have to be completely open and in the moment. You know, you're using your ears. You can't go through the motions. It's not possible. You haven't played with these people before. Everyone is on their toes and they're actively engaged. So even if we've never played together, we're so trusting in the moment that we have to get this right, that we're giving you that extra effort that when you have a band that's played for years, but you have this more laid-back approach of, okay, I know the music, I don't have to be so present in it.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh crap, we've never played together, we've never rehearsed, we gotta like really make sure this is going on. half the time you've just met that person, 10 minutes before we're about to start.
Yeah.
It's a win-win either way, because it's like, oh, like look how awesome we are. We never played to each other, and then if we suck, we're like, yeah, well, we never practiced.
Yeah, we've got the out.
Yeah.
No, sorry, it was first night. Come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Again, Justin Vaughn talked about this with me too. It's like transcription is not just the written, but orally too.
Right.
You listen to it, play it back or whatever, and then kind of figure out and see what works for you. Because at the end of the day, I don't care how much theory you have. It comes down to your ear. The theory just kind of gives you the roadmap to kind of understand how it fits in harmony. I think Coltrane said it: learn it and forget it, and that's it. And then just play.
Every jazz guy, every jazz musician that I know that's been doing it for a long time, they all say the same exact thing. It's like, learn all of it and then just forget it. Music theory is a great tool. If you don't learn how to operate without using it, then it can be very limiting. Theoretically, this makes sense. We're just going to do that. It's like, I don't know, maybe we can take it somewhere else though.
The first guy that started teaching me, David Ennis, he said, if you can sing it, you can play it, right? So singing, even if you don't have a great voice, and Patitucci talks about this too, sing it, before you go pick up your instrument, listen to the song, and then sing your solo. Then pick up instrument. Or, like O'Teal, do it at the same time.
Right, yeah.
I'm not that talented, so.
And it's a real thing. What's it? They call it ear fatigue.
There
tracking.
be hearing shit that's not happening all the time.
That's what I learned from Jim DeVito too. Is walking away from it at a certain point. We put in 10 to 12 hour days when we were trying to track, and then going back and doing another 10 to 12 hour day and trying to do all your overdubs and stuff.
Yeah.
At a certain point, in 10 to 12 hours, your ears are just done. You'll come back the next day, and things you heard, your ears will break, find a break, and
Reset.
you hear something totally different. You maybe heard it in a way that wasn't.
It's almost
good
like
the
a
first time.
complete waste of time to work that long on something, isn't it? If
Disagree.
you think about it, seems like you should work on it for like 4 hours,
No,
take a
absolutely
break, and then
not.
come back to it.
No, I think you have to work till the fatigue sets in.
Oh,
you
for
have to
fuck's
realize
sakes.
the fatigue and then
Work-
walk away.
work through the
because you
fatigue.
may get some of that gold stuff right before you get fatigued.
Because that's
Or
what,
you might get it while it's fatigued.
while
and
you're
like-
fatigued.
But that's a good idea. I might have to hit that when I'm not fatigued. Come
Yeah.
on, Billy.
Sounds like a great idea. We go get a drink and then come back, listen to it, and be like, yeah, that's dope. Wrap it up.
Yeah.
I'm just teasing, but it is interesting for any sort of other art subject. It is more of just like, it's not done yet, it's not done yet, it's not done yet. It's not because that you're tired of looking at it, it's just not done. But with the ear fatigue thing, you're like, oh, this is great, this is perfect, this is amazing. You come back the next day.
Exactly.
It's, oh, this is
Terrible.
shit.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
And then it's like William Shatner sitting there from the Brad Paisley celebrity video. He's like, shit.
Yeah.
Caca.
Yeah.
I like the end of the song. Yeah. When he stopped playing. Yeah. I like that.
I understand ear fatigue and everything. And
It's such a
just-
magic process to me. I love it so
there's
much. It's my
nothing
favorite place in the
magical
world.
about it at all. It's like watching paint dry
No, man.
on meth.
I would, if I could, if, that sounds fun actually. I could literally, you could tell me that you will never play a gig again, but you can work in the studio the rest of your life. I would take the studio every time.
Not even a fucking shot. If they said you could never record anything the rest of your life, it'd be like, sign up immediately.
Yeah, I would be hung up on the fact of like how it feels to rock out to that song once it's recorded
sure.
right.
Duh.
That feeling, you know,
Sure.
like, and never like pushing it into the 3D world.
And I love performing, I really do, but it's like when I'm in the studio, all the options all of a sudden become available to you, and you're just like, what can I really do with this 3-chord song that I wrote, in my bedroom? Everything just comes to life.
Yeah.
It could be exhausting. You can hate yourself. You can hate the people that you're working with for a little while. You can hate your engineer for a little while, but
And everyone's just going to be listening to it out of their laptop speakers, so...
well, but it's not about everybody else. Sometimes it's also about
It's
you.
about the audiophiles, man.
Yeah.
We're the audiophiles out. You're still out there.
What is your approach when you're talking about marketing versus your approach from booking on the cover band side of things?
From the Band Be Easy standpoint, we're delivering a refined product of music that is familiar to an average listener, because most people that we're encountering at a wedding or at a corporate gig or something that's a little bit higher dollar kind of performance, they might be in suits, things like that. The listener has a certain expectation. So we approach that with the sense of familiar music that's well refined. The guys have to be dressed, appropriately for whatever the event is, and kind of know the flow of what those events are like. The approach with how we market that is kind of reflective of the clientele that we're trying to attract with the Band Be Easy. Versus with Honeyhounds, the look, that's all stuff that they had developed already. We've helped refine it, I think. We wanted something there was already that kind of concept put together. So a new listener might see their photo or their cover art or something, and we want that to visually translate how their music sounds. You might look at some artwork, when you turn the album on, it gives you this whole different feel than what you were expecting by the look.
Right.
And we didn't want that. We wanted it. We always are looking for it to be a cohesive experience from start to finish. Whether it's the the marketing of it, how we're placing their ads digitally, how we're communicating with people online, how we're communicating with people at the shows. So I think the broader approach is just you're looking at your consumer, who you're trying to target, and then working backwards from there.
Remember very early on, I remember I may have been 4 or 5, and we went to see my dad, and he was going to play, was wondering where we were going to be while he was playing. It's like, what are we going to do while you're playing? And he's like, oh, well, you're going to sit on the side of the stage. I was like, okay. And I had in my mind where the side of the stage was. So we get there, and I walk straight out on stage and sit on the side of it. Literally, like, feet dangling off the edge. There's tens of thousands of people, and my dad literally had to walk out on stage and pull me up by my arm and pull me back. I remember that vividly. So, but my little brain, I was like, oh, side of the stage. I'm going to sit on the side of the stage. That's exactly what I did. So, looking back on it, when you compare what I did with what the quote unquote status quo is, whatever that is, yeah, it was really cool. But to me, when I was in it and growing up in it, that was my normal. It took until I got older to understand that's not normal for everybody. Getting in a limousine after a show with Charlie Daniels and Cher and your dad is not necessarily, the most, and it's not a normal thing.
That's
but to
pretty
me,
wild,
it
yeah.
was that was my normal. And I don't know if that particular combination ever happened. I know that I've been in the same room with them, but but those are the types of things that would happen when I was a kid.
From his last visit, the revision of bad decisions. Feels like